Hola, hola everyone. Welcome back to the Resin Lab by Alexandra. Today I'm going to be working on a special custom gift for a friend of mine that I've known for quite some time. We've been friends since we were kids, so it's been about 28 years or so, or maybe even 30. Oh gosh. No, it's been 30 years or more. But anyway, yeah. So wow, I just realized it's been 30 years. That is crazy. Um, in any case, she is a very patriotic person when it comes to her her parents' country where they immigrated from, and that is Cuba. So I'm gonna do a Cuba themed clock for her. Now, I've done a clock before on my channel. That was episode 2. That was a gift that I made for a family member of mine for Christmas. So if you want to go back and watch that. That was a wood resin clock though. So I didn't have a mold. I just worked freely on the wood piece. But this time I want to try something different. I want to try something with all resin, um, to just see, how, first of all, just to kind of get a different feel for how to make it and how it works with my Cricut, because I used my Cricut for the numbers and for the decals. So I want to get a feel for how it would be to make the clock with 100% resin. So let's get started. Okay, so I've mixed about 300 milliliters and I'm going to split it into 3 cups. So I've got my 3 cups and let's do the alcohol. Let's do the the mica powder and the alcohol. And today I am going to use some Elmer's glue because I don't want the colors to merge at all. And I know that I could probably wait till the resin is a bit warmed to about 100 degrees, but I don't want to risk the colors merging because it'll ruin the effect of the flag. Um, so I want to make sure that I mix them really good. So let's get our colors mixed. I pulled out the Azure Birolio and the Scarlet, of course, for red, and my HTV white. So we are going to mix. Actually, this looks like I've used it before, so I don't want to contaminate. So let me pull out my other little spoons. Here we go. All right. So I'm gonna do 2 scoops of those. And I'm going to split this into 3 cups of 100 because I think that's about what it'll take. My sister's made a clock like this and she said it takes about 14 ounces, which is about 400 milliliters. And I do want to top coat it in clear. So I'm starting out with the 300, then we'll do the face, the clock face, and then we'll do a top coat. So hopefully that was a good guess. Oof, that went everywhere. Okay, Actually, it looks like I might need a little bit more of the white. Okie dokie. There we go. So let's get some alcohol. And just swish that around. Looks like I might need a little more. That looks good. That needs some mixing. And let's see, that looks pretty good, but let's mix it anyway. All right, and the blue. Okay, so let's take the clear. All right, let's start with 100 here. That was perfect. This one has measuring lines. Perfect. Oh, but okay. That says 50 and that says 100. Oh. There we go. I'm dripping everywhere. Put a little bit more in the blue. And a little bit more in the white. There we go. Just trying to get all of the resin out of this big cup because I don't like to waste it. All right. That looks good. Let me just clean off my stirring stick. All right, wasn't expecting that to spray for that long. Oops, let me scrape. There we go. And let's clean off bottoms of the cups here. All right, let's mix some color. That is a beautiful blue. Beautiful, beautiful blue. It looks like it might be a little transparent. I might add another scoop because I don't want the clock to be transparent. I want it to be nice and solid. And I feel like I can see my stir stick. Let's add just another scoop, just to be safe. I'm just kind of dissolving it in the resin right now. Just kind of letting it spread out, and then I can stir it. That looks much better. Okay, I'm gonna put that aside. Let's mix the white. Hope everyone had a great weekend and stayed warm. You had a snowstorm or an ice storm. I know we sure tried to. It was chilly here in South Carolina. But I can't complain too much because I'm sure my friends up there in the, those of you who live up in the north, east and in the northern central states, I was looking at some of the temperatures up there and I can't even imagine, I can't even fathom what that feels like outside. So can't complain too much. All right, that one is good. And time to mix the red. And I'm going to add one more scoop of that red. And I think I'll add one more scoop of the white. Because I want, again, I don't want a transparent clock. That was close. I almost got that into the red. I said 1 scoop of white and I'm doing 3 small scoops, but because I can see it's kind of translucent. So I want that white to be nice and opaque. I mean, not opaque, opaque meaning not see-through, not opaque like a pigment paste. There we go. That's better. And mix this up. All right. So this looks nice and mixed. I gotta add the Elmer's glue. I'm gonna do, I think I'm gonna do 2 drops in each one. Because I don't particularly like working with resin and the Elmer's glue. I don't like it to be extremely thick. And that's just my personal preference. Whoops. Oh man, I went way too much on that one. Okay. I don't know why I squeezed. Come on. 1, 2. 1 and 2. Okay. Okay, that's not too bad of a consistency. It is globby, but not as bad as I thought it would be. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna wipe my stirring stick. I like to keep my tools clean as I'm working just because stuff gets sticky. I know it's not always possible. Sometimes you gotta work fast. But that's just me. I have a limited workspace, so I like to make sure that things stay clean. All right. That one is done. Wipe off that stick there. And finally, the blue. That's a good consistency right there. Okay, so I didn't overdo it on the white. That's good. I thought that for sure was going to be super, super globby, but all right. All right. I'm going to get this into the vacuum chamber and then I'll be back for pouring. All right, it is time to pour. So I want to try to do kind of the pattern of the flag instead of just doing just, you know, red, white, blue. I want to do blue, white, and then the red with the white here to represent the star. So let's get some alcohol spritzed on this. And let's pour. So I'm thinking, let's start here. And that's why I don't like working with glue, because it gets really globby and hard to work with out of the cup. But again, I don't want these colors to merge, so that's why I use the glue. All right, let's do white. And blue. And white. And I think that's good. Let's do a little more blue here. And a little more blue here. A little more white. And white there. Okay. And now we'll do the red, kind of like this. And some more blue here. and blue over here. And I think I will do, maybe I'll do a white star with the cricket. I don't know. Or maybe, because I do have a lot of white left over. Let's see. Let's get the blue out. That looks really pretty though so far. Let's get the blue out here in the middle. Okay. And the rest of the blue, do it here. Okay. Come on. There we go. All right, so that's done. Put a little more red here. Just to make it a little more triangular. Oh, well, that looks like that's, oh no. Oh no. Come on. There we go. Save that. Thank goodness I used glue, otherwise it would have made pink. So let's use the rest of the red here. Now, mind you, it's not going to be a perfect triangle, but it's the illusion that I'm going for. There we go. All right. That is good. And let's see, a little more white. Just to, oh, let me get a different stick. All right, so I have 30 milliliters left. So, and I want to spread out this blue a little bit. There we go. Yep, I like it. I like it a lot. All right, so I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour. Definitely let it sit for about an hour. Spritz it with that. And then I'll place it on the heat mat, because right now if I lift this, this is gonna just fall out to the sides. I need to get myself something to slide under and then transfer to the heat mat, because it's on the other, not the other side of the room, but it is quite a distance from my working desk. So yeah, so I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour, place it on the heat mat, and then I'll be back to do the face and the designs and the top coat. So see you in a little bit. All right, it's time to put the face onto the clock. And I decided to do some weeding under the camera today, just so that y'all can see a little bit of my process behind the scenes for the clocks. So I've got this piece of parchment paper, couldn't think of the word, to help me center my face, my clock face, without it ruining the piece and sticking down. So I think right there is about good. I just want to make sure that, yep, okay. So what I'm going to do first is take off that piece there. And you want to secure it down so it doesn't move out of place. And then you can just peel and continue on with the rest. Now, the flower isn't exactly, it was really close to being in the center, but I'm just going to trim that a little bit. And I'm just pulling off, actually, before I peel off, I need to scrape this down. Make sure that all of your numbers and your design are stuck to your piece so that you don't pull it up when you're peeling the transfer tape. Oh, see, like my number 4 here. And you want to peel your transfer tape as slow as possible. You don't want to yank it off because you don't want the seal to break on your mold. And you don't want your numbers to move out of place either. I will say that it is a little easier to do the face on the wood round, but I actually like how the resin clock looks. I like, kind of like that I'm making it from scratch, you know what I mean? Like the wood resin clock is beautiful, but I'm just pouring resin on top of the wood. But the resin clock, I'm making it from scratch, designing it, pouring it, takes a little bit more technique. I'm sorry for the crinkling under the camera. I'm just pulling, oh, I fix my 12. And especially if you're doing an outline like I am with the flower, you want to be real careful that you don't lift it when you're peeling the transfer tape. So far, so good. Got a piece over here I gotta lay down. These pieces here. And there we go. Sorry about that crinkling. That looks amazing. I'm just going to trim around the flower. Gonna get that to lay down. And I'm just fixing here the little air pockets that I've got. And I don't want to scratch the resin. And I don't want to rip the flower either. There we go. All right, so that looks good. I need to fix my number 12. The good thing is when you pour a top coat, it hides the imperfections on the vinyl. So look at that. That looks great. That looks really great. So I'm going to mix about 150 milliliters so I can do the top coat. And then there's not much of a surprise, but it'll be time to demold. So I will see you in a little bit to pour the 150. I'm going to mix it and vacuum chamber it off camera just so that the video isn't too long. And then we'll pour it and then it'll be time to demold. So see you soon. Okay, it's time to pour the top coat. So I'm just gonna check real quick, make sure I don't have any lint on here, which it doesn't look like I do. Spritz with some alcohol. And let's do it. Let's pour the top coat. So I mixed 160 milliliters for the top coat. And it looks like that's about how much it's going to take. Yeah. Let's see. Let's scrape out what we got here. Push that over to the edge. All right. Just want to make sure I don't have any empty spaces. All right, just looking at this from the side, making sure I don't have any voids. Doesn't look like it. Just got a few bubbles. And before I spray with alcohol, let me try popping them with my lighter. That's good. And now I will spray with alcohol. And that looks great. So I'm gonna let this sit for about an hour. Then I will place it on the heat mat. We'll demold and finish building the clock. So I'll see you at demold. It's time to demold. So I poured this little mini pot off camera when I poured the first layer of the clock. So let me go ahead and demold that for you. I don't think it's gonna need anything done to it. Maybe just a little trim around the edge. But that came out really cute. Very cute. So that is our extra bonus item for today. I like that I have no bubbles. So that's good. So that's going to go in my giveaway bin. All right. So now it's time to demold the clock. No surprise because I worked face up, but tell me this doesn't look beautiful. I mean, the top coat looks fantastic. I got a teeny little bubble here, but with the hands, it should be fine. So let's demold. Hopefully, I know I have to trim a little bit right here. Yep. Oh, but that's it. Very nice. Considering the back looks pretty shiny. So if I wanted to do this upside down, I guess I could. So that's good to know. That's really good to know. So I am going to have to drill right here. And I think I'm going to have to sand. I'm just feeling it. It's slightly sharp. So I'm going to be really careful sanding this. Just so that I don't scratch the face, because the face is like the face is the center of the piece. So let me go ahead and trim around the edge and file that down, then drill the hole, put the whole clock together, and I'll be right back. Okay, the clock is finished. All I need to do is put a battery in it, and I'll go ahead and put a battery so that y'all can see what it looks like when it's actually working. But I put some stones on the edge of the clock just to give it a little bit of a shine and also to hide the scuff marks over here on this side. But I think it came out beautiful. Not much of a surprise when I demolded just because, you know, I worked face up today. But yeah, I hope you like the clock. This past weekend that I was recording this episode, I finally reached the 500 subscribers. So today is the giveaway day. I gave everyone till Saturday night to sign up. So let's get to that spin wheel and see who our lucky winner is. Here we go. All right, congratulations, Denise Kendall 00. I hope you enjoy your giveaway. I'll be sending you an email from resinlab.25@gmail.com at the end of this video. So please keep an eye out for that. So yeah, congratulations. Thank you so much everybody for signing up and for supporting my channel. I truly appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. With that said, I wish you guys a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you have I hope you are staying safe in this cold if you're in one of these cold states or if you're in the middle of the storm. So yeah, so I will see you all on Wednesday at 4 p.m. Eastern time. Bye.